Hi, guys. Today I want to talk about, once again, the litigation and the settlement between the National Association of Realtors and the Department of Justice. First off, it's not finalized yet. This is a proposed settlement. It's not going to be finalized or accepted until December of this year. Between now and the middle of July, the National Association of Realtors has agreed to put in certain uh, behaviors, certain guidelines for realtors. And this is what they've agreed to in the proposed settlement. So, just for a little perspective, they've proposed to do something to settle the case with the Department of Justice, but that proposed settlement will not be reviewed and accepted or rejected until December. What they are proposing is essentially not requiring any listing agent to put a compensation amount in MLS. Sellers can choose to not pay any commission that goes towards the buyer's agent. So historically, MLS would have an amount listed in a field. The buyer's agent would receive 2, 3, 4, whatever it is, percentage for their side of the transaction. Now that number could be 0, number one. And number two, that field is actually probably not going to be on MLSs going forward. So you hear lots of could, may, probably. Nothing is finalized yet. And even if there were something completely finalized, the National Association of Realtors, the state associations, your local boards are not going to tell you to do anything. They're basically going to confirm that you are not required to do A, B, and C. So what I do with my clients when I'm meeting with listing agents, with sellers as a listing agent, I explain to them what I would charge for selling their home, and that a portion of that would go towards the buyer's agent's commission. I explained, though, Mr. or Mrs. Seller, if you do not want to pay anything for the buyer's agent's commission, we can make that a 0. Now, typically what my clients have asked me is they say, well, Joe, does that mean that they may not bring buyers to look at my house? And my honest answer is, I don't know. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. But if you agreed to pay them something, you wouldn't have anything to worry about. So I'm making this video. It's a little bit convoluted, but this whole situation that we're going through right now, it's in a very much a fluid state. Things could change. The way we see things now and the way attorneys are explaining things today may be saying one thing, but 2 or 3 months down the road, it may be something else, because we're still working on this as we go along, and we may try certain procedures using certain verbiage in our presentations, and we may make a mistake because we're all just human. I'm just one realtor, and I have 1.5 million colleagues around the country who are trying to wrap their arms around this. Just bear in mind, the objective is to make it as transparent as possible. So the buyers know that, okay, if I'm going to work with Joe, we are going to sign an exclusive buyer agreement, and we agree to pay him X percentage when we find a house and the transaction is consummated. That way, Joe is assured of receiving a performance-based pay, a commission. It's a success fee. I can't work for free, so that's why I have that signed by my buyers. Because many times now, if the listing agent is paying, the seller is agreeing to pay something to the buyer's agent, it may be a much reduced number that does not value my time adequately. So I need to look to my buyers to also contribute towards my success fee. I know it sounds very nebulous, and that's because it is right now, but we're trying to work through this for the benefit of the consumer so everything is completely transparent. If you have questions, comments, you want to, yell at me, swear at me, comment or DM below, and I'd be more than happy to talk to you about it. Thanks. Take care. Bye-bye.